VeganGains, that bottom-feeding, cock-wombling asshole of the vegan world, is at it again. This time he's attacking Eddie Hall. And I'm going to issue a trigger warning here. If you're uncomfortable with subjects surrounding cancer, death, or children, and some of that may all be mixed together, please don't watch the rest of this video. VeganGains is a complete and absolute asshole. And you're about to find out why.
Hi everyone, so for those of you who don't know Eddie Hall, he's basically the real-life Shrek. Not only is he the winner of the 2017 World's Strongest Man competition, but he also holds the world deadlift record set at 500 kilograms, which is an impressive feat of strength. Not even the mighty Sasquatch has been able to beat him. And the reason I'm making a video about Eddie today is because a couple weeks ago he uploaded a video where he had an interesting idea where he'd swap diets with his wife. And there were some things that were done and said in that video that I found rather triggering.
You found triggering? The crap that you end up saying in this video, because I've actually already seen this one, is fucking disgusting.
So in typical fashion, we're going to go through this video and make fun of Eddie Hall, his family, and shame him for not being vegan.
And in untypical fashion for me these days, I'm going to go through this video calling you a butt-feeding, cock-gobbling asshole an awful lot because you're an absolute fucking prick in this video. To be fair, while I'm not necessarily upset that you're prepared to have a go at Eddie. Eddie is a great guy. He does a lot of charity work and other things, and he probably doesn't deserve the shit that you're going to pile in. But he's a big boy, a very big boy, and he can take care of himself. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to run into Eddie in any dark alleys anytime soon. But it's what you do later in this video. But I'm going to leave that for a little bit, and just show some of the crap that you say at the very beginning.
I wanted to cover this first. Eddie Hall has just the worst intro for his videos that I've ever seen.
Wow, we're off to a good start. Just attack the man for his intro. Not for any of his ideas or the things he does. Let's attack his fucking intro. Come on, Vegan. Even you've got to be better than this shit. Spoiler alert. He's not.
And this intro is in every single one of his videos. For one thing, it looks like crap. It looks like a child drew it in Microsoft Paint. And the music is just irritating. It's hard to watch or listen to.
You're hard to watch and listen to. And if you knew anything about fucking anything, you'd know it's kind of done in the style of The Simpsons. You know, a cartoon drawing that's simplistic. Stylization means nothing to you, does it, dip features? He babbles on for another couple of minutes about this intro, and it's not even relevant to the rest of the discussion, except for one little bit where he goes on about the protein shake that Eddie sells. Now, I'm not a big fan of these sort of things, but a lot of bodybuilders are because it helps pick up the proteins within the body for when they're training. And as VeganGains has obviously never trained in his fucking life, he wouldn't understand any of this shit. But hey, he also doesn't understand labeling and how science works.
25 grams of protein per 2 scoops. It's a very small lettering here, but it says 25 grams of protein per 2 scoops.
Yep, 25 grams per 2 scoops. Let's see if he can get any of his other math right.
Well, that's actually a lie, because if you scroll down to the nutrition information here, so it says one serving is 16 grams, but you only get 7.5 grams of protein per serving. Well, 7.5 times 2, which would be 2 scoops, that doesn't add up to 25.
No, it doesn't. But are you sure there isn't a reason for this? Come on, Vegan. Let's be honest.
That adds up to 15. So they're lying about the protein content here, and if they have per 2 scoops on the front, then you're not really getting 30 servings.
Now, lying in this case is a bald-faced assertion on your part. You haven't actually gone through the entire label there on this product. And when you do, I think you might find that you're fucking wrong. I can see your point, that maybe if it says 30 servings, you should actually get 30 different drinks out of it. And this is quite a common marketing ploy by lots of different companies. But it clearly states on there that it's 2 scoops that you're supposed to take, but only 1 scoop is a serve. Yes, a bit tricky and everything, but anybody with a brain can actually read those labels and figure that one out for themselves.
You're really getting 15 servings, because they're suggesting here that you're supposed to take 2 scoops. Now, what they do mention here is that they separated whole source proteins and individual amino acids. Building blocks of proteins, total protein source is 12.5 grams per 16 gram serve.
And there we go, a fucking self-own. It adds up to 25 grams of protein, and yes, you still count those amino acids as the building blocks of protein, so you get the protein out of it by consuming it. This is how nutrition works, you dipshit. How the hell do you survive as a fucking vegan if you don't understand nutrition? You cock-wombling, bottom-feeding Asperger. But I'm done with his intro bit, and even the bits he say about Eddie. As I said, Eddie's a big dude. He can defend himself. What I don't like is what he says later in the video, which is the reason I'm so upset with him, and I think we're going to skip to that right now.
But he has posted just whiny virtue signaling crap on his Facebook page that I think needs addressing. So here's the post that Eddie made back in 2017, which I think is pretty ridiculous considering his diet. Today I attended the funeral of my little pal Lewis. It was a tough one. He left us at the tender age of 7, and I guess that kid's Lewis. So blah blah blah.
So blah blah blah. Lewis, a little 7-year-old child, died from cancer. Eddie was there and supporting him because Lewis was a fan of Eddie. Eddie was doing a wonderful thing for this child in the last weeks of his life. And you are going to shit on that because of your veganism. You absolute fuckknuckle. Go play in a blender.
Cancer is an almighty killer, and I wish there was a cure for it. I, for one, will be supporting Team Lewis in the future, and hope you guys will too. One day, cancer will be a thing of the past, and the memory of Lewis will live on in the cure when it's found.
I don't know if I need to say anything. If you're not as upset about this as I am, there's something fucking wrong with you, dear viewer. Something wrong with you. VeganGains. You are the biggest asshole that I think I have ever made a video about. You do not deserve the title of human being. Go fuck off. When you get there, fuck off again. And if you find anybody else in the second place where you end up, please continue fucking off until there is no one within 10,000 miles of you. You fucking vacuous waste of oxygen.
Well, Eddie, since we're still waiting for that cure for cancer to be found, how about in the meantime we try and prevent ourselves from developing cancer in the first place? You eat red and processed meat all day, which is classified by the WHO as a cancer-causing carcinogen.
Do you want to know what's important about this? Probably carcinogenic and limited evidence. Do you want to know what else is probably carcinogenic? Breathing. If you're so concerned about getting cancer, VeganGains, maybe you should stop doing that.
Doesn't really make sense for you to eat these foods and promote these foods if you care so much about cancer. And on top of that, you're talking shit about vegan and vegetarian diets. Oh, they're so yucky and disgusting. Oh, I hate it.
That's just his personal opinion, like it's your personal opinion that people shouldn't eat meat. People are allowed these personal opinions. Don't you know? You fucking have one. Now, I'm all for that if you don't like eating meat, you don't have to eat meat. But forcing that onto other people who have different standards about different things or different ideas or beliefs is fucked up, and you're fucked up for doing it.
Well, guess what? Vegans and vegetarians have a lower risk of cancer. And this is a very consistent finding across all research I've seen, at least.
So what? Eating well-balanced meals and making sure your stomach gets all the roughage and other things it needs so that it can digest food properly is gonna be good for you. Regardless of whether you're a vegetarian or an omnivore. The science actually shows that whilst it can be beneficial to be a vegetarian, there is lots of benefits in eating meat. Fish actually protects against certain types of cancers. And the meat proteins that you get from meat, you derive a lot easier from those than you do from vegetarian counterparts. In fact, I myself, as somebody who suffers from pernicious anemia, requires eating meat to get the protein that I need to survive. Lots of things can give us cancer. Just because something has a chance to give us cancer doesn't mean we should remove it from our lives. Like I said before, breathing gives you cancer. Stop breathing if you're that worried about cancer.
The Adventist mortality studies, they found that vegans and vegetarians have a lower cancer risk. A recent meta-analysis from 2017 also found that vegans have about a 15% reduced risk of all cancers combined. And the Oxford vegetarian study that was recently published, they also found that vegans have about an 18% lower risk of dying from all malignant cancers.
I notice here that you didn't point out that people who eat fish actually have an even lower percentage chance, by another 10%, of dying from malignant cancers. Come on, VeganGains, if you want to use the study to try and prove a point for you, how about you be completely honest about what the study says?
So, if you care so much about cancer, then why aren't you promoting plant-based diets?
A better question is, if you care so much about getting cancer, VeganGains, why aren't you promoting fish-based diets?
Seems to me that you're just virtue signaling for some social brownie points.
And you're not. You're not just trying to promote your ideas and trying to virtue signal for the love of animals and better diet and whatever the fuck it is you're on about. Because VeganGains, in everything I've seen here, you have been a complete and utter prat. An absolute cock-wombling waste of oxygen. You VeganGains are a right little cunt. Have a good solid think about your actions here. You have used the death of a child to promote your vapid ideas here. Your wrong ideas. Yeah, some of the science holds up for you, but most of it doesn't. An understanding of cancer is not your strong point, dude. You should just complete and utterly fuck off. Whew, I'm glad that's over. Now, thank you for watching, everyone. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And please, please subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Oh, and don't forget to click the little bell so you know when I've made a new video. And please, everyone, especially in this COVID environment, please try not to choke on the selfie stick. VeganGains, that bottom... I fucking can't say it.